Did you know? The scene that once only appeared in science fiction movies is about to come true. The flying car of the future is not to let the plane fly to the ground, but to let the car really fly into the sky. Recently, at the Zhuhai Air Show held in China, a well-known domestic company, Xiaopeng Huitian, showed the world a super cool land aircraft carrier flying car. When I checked some information, I found that this aircraft developed by Xiaopeng Huitian is really not simple. Its flight range exceeds 500 kilometers and its speed can reach 360 kilometers per hour. And the most shocking thing is that even if you don't have a flying license, as long as you can drive a car, you can get started in 5 minutes and you can master basic driving skills after 3 hours of simple learning. This undoubtedly lowers the threshold for the use of flying cars, allowing ordinary people to easily experience the fun of flying. What is more noteworthy is that this flying car has completed the application acceptance for International Airworthiness Certification and is striving for the China Civil Aviation Type Certificate. If everything goes well, it is likely to become a new type of transportation connecting cities in the future. So, today, let's talk about what are the unique highlights of this flying car made in China. How will it completely change the future transportation pattern? If you like our video content, please click to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can receive all our latest video content. Now let's get into today's topic. In fact, China began to lay out the field of flying cars as early as 2013. A company called eHang Intelligent launched the world's first manned electric aircraft, EH-184, in 2016. This product pioneered flying cars. Then in 2019, eHang successfully went public and became the first listed company in the flying car industry. However, it should be noted that the EH-184 is not a traditional land and air dual-use aircraft. It can only fly, but because it can take off anytime and anywhere, it is called a flying car. Initially, this aircraft was limited to the test flight stage. It was not until 2021 that Chinese companies fully upgraded the EH-184, launched the EH-216 autonomous aircraft, and applied to put it into practical use. As of 2023, the EH-216 series of autonomous aircraft have completed more than 35,000 safe and autonomous test or demonstration flights in 12 countries in Asia, Europe, and America. This achievement makes the EH-216 the world's first air car to obtain a Chinese airworthiness certificate. By 2024, the electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft EH-216, developed by China, has even been listed on e-commerce platforms, priced at about $330,000. At present, this aircraft has also attracted the interest of Middle Eastern countries. According to the cooperation agreement, Chinese companies plan to deliver up to 100 EH-216 series air cars to the Middle East after 2025. However, apart from the Middle East market, it seems that no more countries have clearly expressed their intention to purchase. According to my investigation from the product characteristics, the volume of EH-216 is not large, with a width of 5.73 meters and a length of about 6 meters. Although it is called an air minibus, it can actually accommodate only 2 passengers. In terms of performance, EH-216 also has certain limitations, such as its maximum flight speed of 130 kilometers per hour, a cruising range of only 30 kilometers, and a payload of 220 kilograms. These data show that it is more suitable for short-distance travel, especially point-to-point flights in cities or suburbs. Obviously, a range of 30 kilometers is still too short for most users. After all, a slightly farther destination may not even be able to meet round trips. Faced with the common problems of short range and lack of practicality of flying cars, Xiaopeng Huitian, a subsidiary of Xiaopeng Motors, a Chinese emerging electric car company, has found a breakthrough. They are committed to developing more advanced models. In March of this year, Xiaopeng Huitian officially released a split flying car called Land Aircraft Carrier. This car adopts an innovative design of automatic separation and combination of the land body and the flying body, which can be said to be a subversive technological achievement. In November 2024, this land aircraft carrier made its first public appearance in the world at the Zhuhai Air Show in China and fully demonstrated the automatic separation and combination process of the land and flying modules, which attracted a lot of attention and media coverage on the scene. At present, the commercial operation certification of this flying car is also progressing steadily. In March of this year, the Civil Aviation Administration of China has accepted its application for type certificate and has now entered the review stage. What's more exciting is that this flying car is scheduled to start pre-sale in December, and the mass production target is expected to be achieved as early as 2025 to 2026. So, how powerful is this land aircraft carrier car? As far as I know, this aircraft developed by Xiaopeng Huitian completely makes up for the shortcomings of the EH216, as previously developed by China. And its most core highlight is a split flying car that perfectly combines land and air travel. And it is also the world's first vehicle-mounted automatic separation and combination mechanism. The body size is approximately 5.5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 2 meters high, which can be said to fully guarantee sufficient internal space. This design allows the aircraft to be completely stored in the rear of the car. When it reaches the takeoff point in car mode, the aircraft will separate from the rear and enter the flight state, realizing the function of an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. What's more interesting is that the operation of this onboard automatic separation and combination mechanism is very intelligent and can be completed with one click through a mobile phone or smart key. The entire storage or release process takes only 5 minutes, and no human intervention is required throughout the process. In terms of the power system, the land aircraft carrier uses an 800V silicon carbide extended range power platform. The flight range exceeds 500 kilometers and the flight speed can reach 360 kilometers per hour. Such a range and speed also make it have the potential to become a new type of transportation between cities in the future. Whether in land mode or flight mode, it can provide sufficient energy support. Moreover, it can also provide ultra-high power replenishment for the aircraft when driving or parking. When fully fueled and fully charged, this land aircraft carrier can even support the aircraft to complete 6 flight missions. Whether you like automatic driving or prefer manual operation, it can meet your needs. The airborne automatic driving mode can also realize intelligent functions such as automatic route planning, cruise flight, one-button return, and has all-around air perception capabilities and landing vision assistance. Of course, in response to the concerns of novices about driving flying cars, Xiaopeng Huitian CEO said, "The operation of this aircraft is very simple. As long as you have experience in driving a car, even if you don't have a flying license, you can quickly get started. You can be familiar with the operation within 10 minutes and master basic driving skills within 3 hours." The flying car supports intelligent driving in the air, one-button takeoff, and automatic route planning. It requires almost no human intervention throughout the entire process, greatly reducing the complexity of driving. In terms of safety, this aircraft is designed with comprehensive redundant safety measures, so it can still fly safely even in the extreme case of 2 rotor failures. In order to verify the reliability of the product, Xiaopeng Huitian's senior management team personally drove the aircraft, with a cumulative flight mileage of more than 5,000 kilometers, taking practical action to ensure the safety of the product. The CEO of Xiaopeng Huitian also revealed that the price of this land aircraft carrier flying car will not exceed $280,000. At the same time, Xiaopeng Huitian's flying car intelligent manufacturing base has started construction. This is the world's first flying car factory that uses modern assembly lines for large-scale mass production, specializing in the production of the aircraft part of the land aircraft carrier. The factory's planned annual production capacity reaches 10,000 units, which is expected to be completed in the 3rd quarter of next year, and the products are scheduled to be mass-produced and delivered in 2026. It is worth mentioning that at the Zhuhai Air Show, Xiaopeng Huitian has signed cooperation and product reservation agreements with 12 bulk booking customers, with a total of 2,008 new orders. In order to promote the widespread application of flying cars, Xiaopeng Huitian is accelerating the construction of a national flying car application network. In addition to this land aircraft carrier aircraft, Xiaopeng Huitian has also developed a flying car that integrates aircraft and cars, which can be driven on the road or allow the car to fly directly. There are also separate aircraft that can only fly and cannot be driven on the road. The combination of these three undoubtedly gives users more choices. So far, Xiaopeng Huitian has signed contracts with nearly 70 flight camps and plans to expand the number to more than 200 by the end of the year. According to the Chinese government's forecast, by 2035, China's low-altitude economic market will double to about $300 billion. Faced with this huge market opportunity, Xiaopeng Huitian's flying car has completed the application for the World Bank certificate and is striving to obtain the China Civil Aviation Type Certificate as soon as possible. At the same time, in addition to the land aircraft carrier flying car developed by Xiaopeng Motors, other Chinese car companies are also actively entering the field of flying cars. At the Zhuhai Air Show, GAC Group displayed its self-developed flying car Gove and successfully completed the precise takeoff and landing demonstration of the flight cabin on the chassis. Geely's Zhuhai Chongqing released the mass production configuration and future development plan of the 6-seat pure electric manned eVTOL AE200. And Chang'an Automobile also announced that it will make efforts in the field of humanoid robots and flying cars, planning to invest more than $700 million in the next 5 years, launch flying car products by 2026, and release humanoid robots by 2027. The investment of these Chinese automobile companies in flying cars undoubtedly shows that these aircraft may replace cars in the future and effectively solve the problem of modern traffic congestion. In fact, flying cars should be no stranger to everyone. As early as 2009, the American company Terrafugia developed the world's first flying car and named it Transition. However, it was still in the test flight stage at the time. It was not until 3 years later that the company released the second-generation Transition that it could actually drive directly on the road and received approval from the U.S. Aviation Department, allowing it to be commercialized. Production. However, it has a significant shortcoming. It requires a slide to take off. This feature makes it not much different from regional aircraft. It just reduces the size of the aircraft and gives it the ability to travel on the ground. Although American companies also plan to upgrade this flying car, the goal is to give it the ability to take off and land vertically by adding 2 propellers to the original design to provide lift, and it is said that it also plans to use hybrid power. However, this improved version of the flying car did not come out as expected. According to the original plan, it was supposed to debut in 2018 and achieve mass production in 2025, but this goal seems to have failed to advance smoothly. In contrast, Chinese companies have not only surpassed themselves in this process, but have even technically launched a number of advanced flying cars with more advanced vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. To not miss out on our future projects and news updates, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We will continue to provide you with more exciting and interesting content.